Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to rural Sussex Live. uh, oh well. All right. Let me see. Oh, thank you. Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Rural Sussex Live. Welcome one and all. Yeah, that's what I usually say. Sometimes I can't remember that. I think I have that. What do they call it? Sometimers. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I can't. It's called Sometimers. Uh Fancy, thank you so much for being here first. I really do appreciate it. Hello, Helen Marmon, Mary H, Emma D, um, Lydia Washington, Compton Caligal. I don't know if you guys noticed, but hey, NoVD, those numbers are back. I don't know how that happened. What the what? Zakoy Farms, oh, from Liberia. Well, hello and thank you so much. And as a citizen of Liberia myself, um, I want to say hello to you. As you know, African Americans have dual citizenship with the nation of Liberia. Um, I believe that is something that has been extended to every African American. So, um, if you are part of the what do they call it, the foundational Black American community, um, last I heard we have citizenship in Liberia. Hey, Bunny Rose, right? Is that still a thing? Is that still a thing? Am I able to buy property over there? Wait, I don't have any property here. I don't know if I can. um I'm just kidding. I do have a small plot of land, but I'm not looking forward to using it anytime soon, if you know what I mean. Um, okay. Benjamin Padilla, thank you so much for being here. V. Thomas, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, all right. It is Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on where you are. Oh, thank you very much for that. At least now I know I got some place to go because things are getting hot around here, if you know what I mean. So, um, I think I should make it a point to pass the word that in case the oligarchs and the supreme leader decides that we has to leave, at least I know someplace I can go. I always like beachfront property. Yes, back to the motherland. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sequoia Farms. I really appreciate that. At least I know I'm welcome someplace outside of these here United States. All right. So what you see on the thumbnail there, that is an image of last night's conversation at the Godmothers. I keep wanting to say Mother Goose. Sometimes I think, is it Stepmothers? It's Godmother's bookstore. Um, Apparently it has become quite a staple in the community. It's like that third place. You know how they say Starbucks, that third place between home and work? Um, well, the Godmothers is a great place where you don't have to go home and you don't have to stay at work. You can go to that third place. There's lots of wholesome offerings there. And I believe they have a cafe. I believe they have a cafe. I want to go there one of these days. I think I should be quite happy to visit Godmothers. Hello, Sonia Johnson. Vanessa Jones. Bunny Rose. Did I say hi already? Okay. Am I repeating myself? Olivia Johnson, thank you so much for 22 months membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your membership is what really keeps this channel afloat. I really do appreciate that. Okay. All right, so let's get on with it, shall we? Welcome to Boomers Vision. This is a place where us baby boomers and some of the younger people, but us baby boomers, us post war babies born after World War II, right into the mid 60s, uh, us baby boomers, we have a lot of things in common, like aching joints, joints that tend to snap, crackle, and pop. Um, it's uncomfortable to watch us get out of a seated position. Sometimes it doesn't seem like our vision is going bad. It just seems like our arms aren't long enough. Just like I always tell people, there's nothing wrong with my eyesight. My arms just aren't long enough. What else? And then there's some of us, just like the stars, our teeth come out at night. Well, about half of mine do. Um, but I'm going to tell you something that makes me the stand out in my doctor's office. At my age, my blood pressure is still normal. I value that. That's something I inherited from my parents. That good blood pressure. Of course, when I go to the doctor, it's imperative that I have a chance to sit there for about 20 minutes. I got to sit there for about 20 minutes. You don't want to take it when I come through the door. Then the number's so high, you think my head is going to pop off my shoulders. Um, but yeah, it doesn't matter because inside I am still 16 years old. Inside there's that baby boomer that thought that they might climb Everest or swim the English Channel. But right now, I'm impressed if I can get to the bathroom on time. Let's see. Oh, Benjamin Padilla, I see you're upset. Yeah. Well, you know what? At times like this, we really have to appeal to a higher power. And that is not Charles, that is not William, or anybody else from that clan. Family. Why do I keep calling them a clan? That is so weird. Hey, Legs, thank you for joining us. Legs is not a baby boomer, but definitely an old soul, which is why I love and appreciate Legs so much, is because he's not a baby boomer, but he definitely has that old soul. And that is definitely a gift. V. Thomas, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get on with it. Enough of the boomer's vision, or as I like to say, double vision. Oh, no, I'm sorry, blurry vision. That's it. That halo effect when I look at a bare light bulb, that is what they call boomer's vision. Ah, how sweet. I understand that. I really do. I get exactly where you're coming from. That's how I was when I was a kid. I always enjoyed speaking to adults more than I did other kids. I just felt more comfortable speaking to adults. Okay. As ever, As ever, remember, save the date, the 28th of October. Well, we got another teaser from the Duchess of Sussex. Still, I don't know what it is. I don't think anybody does, but we did receive yet another teaser from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. And because of that, I thought I'd go and find a couple of my favorite images. Oh, let me get my face off of there. A few of my favorite images from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and her As Ever brand, like Meghan on the seashore or the ocean front. And of course, Meghan walking through her private garden oasis. Ah, Nolithando, thank you for being here. How beautiful, right? I love that for her. You know, after everything the Sussexes have been through, I'm glad that they have this heaven on earth. And it was a bargain at just $14 million, 16 bathrooms. And in some places, there are panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean. Now, here's the latest teaser. Save the date. And in the teaser, which is kind of dim and difficult to see, but in case you can't make it out, and the reason why you may not be able to make out that image is because of Boomer's vision, which is why some of us no longer drive at night. That's why some of us don't drive at night. According to the DMV, some of us are not allowed to drive at night. But as you can see there, someone's hand is holding on to a very large bottle of wine. That's so weird. I mean, you could just barely see it, right? But yes, there's someone's hand pouring a bottle of wine. You can see it better on the Instagram. Oh boy. Let's see. This boomer refuses to drive at night. Amen to that. I don't blame you. I don't know when it happened, but my night vision is very poor. And don't let it rain. I don't know how many times I thought of, gee, that's strange. Why is that person on the sidewalk waving to me? Only to discover upon closer inspection that it's a mailbox and like a tree branch blowing. And I'm thinking, why are they waving at me? I'm not a taxi. So oh, that's why I think it's so funny when people are like, can I go with you? Oh, do you want to take your do you think that little of your life or whatever? You want to take your life in my hands? Sure, come on. I can't understand why everybody always ready to go somewhere because I can't see. Let's see. I can still do the night drive. Not sure for how long though. Yeah, I understand what you mean. And because I don't drive at night that often, when I do catch myself out there after dark, I'm just like, am I getting worse? Yeah. Let's see. Morning, morning from Africa, son. Well, let's see. Ruth C, is it? Well, good morning to you too, and thank you so much for being here. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I am going to make my eye appointment soon because I am long overdue. I think I'm going into like 2 years without an appointment. So it is about time. Either that or I'm going to just have to get some arm extenders. But hey, I can still thread a needle. Without glasses, I can thread a needle. For how much longer? I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. Okay. Save the date, October 28th. Don't forget, you guys, save the date. Now, let me see. Where is that from yesterday? Where our Duchess was strolling through the orchard, or what appeared to be an orchard. See if I can find that. Mm, where is yesterday's orchard walk? You know what? I promised myself a long time ago I was going to take like an entire day and try to organize my videos, and I have not done it yet. But I really, really need to do that. Just a matter of labeling them properly. That's what I've been needing to do. I'm so overdue for that. But it would make things so much easier for me if I would just do that. Just give them the proper labels so that I can find stuff easier than this ritual of struggling to find something that I'm looking for, like I'm doing right now. But it's because I have so much material. That's the problem. I have like tons of material. A lot of times when I'm prepping, I don't even have to like um, find stuff, from the interweb, because a lot of it I have it already. I have over 100,000 photos, not just for Royal Sussex, but I have over 100,000 photos. Okay, there it is. At least I think it is. But let's see. Save the date. Save the date. Yes, save the date. So, yesterday, there were a few people that were very sure that that is an olive orchard. I really can't tell, but it may very well be an olive orchard. So, don't know. I've been looking for clues, but I'm sure everybody's doing the same thing, hunting for clues. I don't see anything that reaches out to me. Nothing speaks to me. So we'll just have to wait till the 28th. All right. So that's that. Let's go on to the next thing. Now, yesterday, I believe they served as ever wine at the Godmother's bookstore. Take a look at that line of people waiting to get inside so that they can see um, the author and, of course, the Duchess of Sussex at the Godmother's bookstore. I love that building. It kind of looks like something from New England, maybe like something from Vermont. Yeah, it's just got that very austere Vermont look. But yeah, very, very cool. So, unfortunately, full disclosure, I do not have any videos to share with you from that event, but we will discuss it. Take a look there. This is out of place. It should have been a few slides back, but on the topic of as ever, the notorious JTB, there are some bottles that he's purchased there. Um, yeah, he took a picture and posted it on the Instagram showing off his collection of As Ever wine. So I'm looking at 3 bottles of rosé and 3 bottles of the is it Cabernet Blanc? Yeah, or yeah, or is it Sauvignon? Well, anyway, the other 3 bottles. So yeah, um, he's got a nice collection going there. Very cool of him to snap a pic of it. But yeah, so that is from the notorious JTB. Now, Meghan, Duchess Meghan, that is, pictured with longtime friend Courtney Adamo and the godmothers. This was such a beautiful evening, that is, and a career highlight for me. I'm so grateful to Godmothers Books for hosting and to my longtime friend Megan for joining and supporting me, Courtney. So Courtney is in the white top there. Megan is, of course, in brown. And the other 2 ladies, I think, are they the owners of Godmothers? I think they're the owners. But yeah, it seems like all in all, it was a great evening. Now, of course, most people have not seen it, but has that stopped the hypercritical response to Megan's visit to Godmothers? Okay, so Megan mentioned that, well, let me see. I got one more pick. These picks just came out today. So let me do this first before I start commenting on what was said. Love sharing stories about creating a joyful home for our families. And there you can see love sharing stories about da, da, da. Yeah, same thing there. Again, that is Courtney. Now, one of the things that they wrote about is that there was an awkward exchange. Okay, Courtney, I don't know how comfortable she is on stage or in front of a camera or speaking in front of groups. I don't know how comfortable she is. But I believe that she was a bit nervous. I believe she said she was nervous. And she was holding the microphone in her lap. She had it pointed up, but you could barely hear her. And because of their close bond and connection, Megan kind of, sucked her lips in because she just hated to do it. You could tell from the look on her face, she just hated to do it. But she reached over and just kind of guided the microphone back up, um, without saying anything. And I thought it was very sweet and kind of, funny that that happened. But of course, when you're close friends with someone, you can do those things. And as they said, they have been friends for a long time, even though the tabloids want us to believe that Meghan has no friends, that most people look at her like they don't really know her, or that she seemed seemed like they just met or something like that. And so I thought that was really sweet and dare I say, a bit innocent, fun from the event. But yeah, she just kind of, lifted her arm up to remind her to speak into the microphone, which, someone that I know, love, and trust, I would be totally on board with that. It would not offend me in the least bit. But as you know, the very critical tabloid media, and of course, all of the people on the interweb, on the social media that cannot wait to pick apart everything, or should I say, all things, Megan. Oh, that was just something that they needed. Oh, they needed that desperately, like the air that they breathe. They needed to have something to criticize. Now, I am so disappointed with Tom Sykes. Tom Sykes paid the fee so that he could watch this conversation at Godmother's. And in doing so, he heard Meghan mention a ritual that she enjoys when she's having guests over. Have you guys heard this story already? But there's a bit of a ritual. And like I said, this has not been available to us to share. So um, I don't have any video or anything like that that I can share with you. Right now, Substack does not make it easy to share things that appear on their platform. But that being said, Meghan thinks that a sense of community would involve inviting people over and offering them something to drink. And rather than stopping preparation for that meal for lunch or dinner or whatever it is, she says she guides people to the kitchen and says, well, there's some mole spice or whatever on the stove. And she takes the time beforehand to stack the mugs on a tray and offers them to grab a mug and try the spice cider. And okay, I think that is adorable. And Tom Sykes played the audio of this, and he's cupping his hand over his mouth and he's falling back in the chair. And I'm just like, why is that funny? Why is that? What is funny about that? He's like, oh, I just can't with her. You can't what? And this is what frustrates me is that you are a brilliant writer. You're brilliant. Not the best, but you're good. But he obviously is in cahoots with Kensington Palace, allegedly. He seems to have been briefed directly from Kensington Palace, allegedly. And so he has to struggle to find something critical to say about anything that Meghan does, just like that little thing he had with his sister, Plum or Bum or whatever her name is, um, where they are just really pulling their hair out by the roots, trying to figure out something critical. And I'm just like, that is such a waste of your time. And it's beneath you. It really is beneath you. But obviously not if you're doing it. If you're going through that trouble. And I'm just like, and um the day that you can't give a tip about how to greet your guests without drawing such hostility from people you never met. They don't know you. They have not been in your space, and yet they have all of this criticism. I was just, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just make sure that I avoid Tom Sykes. I'm enjoying some of the gossip about the other royals, but the price is too flipping high. The price is too high. Hi, Baron. Meghan and Courtney have been friends for decades. They went to college together. Thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you for reminding us of that because I definitely neglected to say that. But yes, they went to college together. So again, they are very familiar with each other. And this is why I say that it was a comfort level between them that needs no explanation. But it would not be possible to give Meghan that consideration because it does not feed into the hate narratives. So we could not possibly ever lend any kind of consideration like that to the Duchess of Sussex, um, which is unfortunate because um, Meghan is not just a good person; she's an exceptional person, and it is the people that are so hypercritical. They are really missing out on a good thing. They really are. But hate comes easy for some people. That's always interesting to me to acknowledge that. But it is true. Hate comes very easy for some people, and it does not seem to um, bother the tabloid media that you have all of these middle-aged white people on a daily basis, a bunch of middle-aged white people piling up on a woman of African descent from the United States that is no longer living in that country and is of absolutely no concern or threat to them, other than the fact that she's paying their bills. She is literally paying their bills. They are able to afford things that were out of reach because of their constant criticism, because of their hate and hostility. But otherwise, I don't want to take away from the fact that it was a very great conversation from what I could hear of it. I have not actually watched it, full disclosure, but I do have some images that I would like to share from last night. If you'll allow me. Oh, you know what? Gosh darn it, this is out of place. I am so sorry. I keep doing this. This is out of place. This is from Emma's dinner, and this is a pic from that event that I have not seen until today. And of course, I wanted to share it with you. So there you are. But yeah, I have not seen that before today. But a great image of Meghan and Emma. And if you have not seen that interview with Meghan Sussex and Emma Greedy, it was absolutely amazing. I love the energy between the two of them. They seem to have a great connection, um, almost as though they went to college together. So if you have not seen that, make sure you do because it is fantastic. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share these pics with you as promised. Oh, you know what? All right, I don't need to tell you. That's out of place too. Um, but stay with me. This is from Doria's night out with well, her good girlfriend is the lady in brown there next to Oprah. That is it Zapanta? Gina Zapanta? And I believe is she a civil rights lawyer? Anyway, um from time to time they hang out together, which I love that because I know a lot of people are under the assumption that Doria is just constantly tagging along with Meghan every place she goes. But no, Doria has her own friends, her own Hollywood friends, and people with proximity to the entertainment industry. And look at the way Oprah is holding her hand. I think that is so beautiful. And of course, I have to say, there are some people that say that Oprah and Doria were acquainted long before Oprah came to the wedding. So I don't know. I don't know. I can believe that that is true because, in some regards, LA, one of the most sprawling municipal areas or metropolis in the country, can seem like a very small town from what I hear because people within the industry and people with proximity to the industry, they just constantly run into each other. They are running in the same circles. They go to the same gym or to the same spa and yoga and you know the high-end grocery stores and the coffee shops. So you run into people. There's people that so and so worked with so and so. And of course, Doria has had a history as a makeup artist and a yoga instructor. So obviously, she knows a lot of people. Yeah. It's probably just that simple. Let's see. Meghan is able to make real connections with movers and shakers in whatever space she finds herself in. This is what burns their britches. You know what I thought that word was, right? This is what burns those people. Um, anyway, Miss Z, thank you very much for the super chat and thank you for being here tonight. But you're absolutely right. Megan has an ability to reach people, and it frustrates those other people, those haters and such. It really frustrates them because she is comfortable in her own skin, and she really helps define the space that she's in, and they just don't like that. So haters gonna hate, as they say. So it says here, I've learned not to be surprised by the rooms I'm in anymore because I've done the work to belong there. This is from Gina Sapanta, by the way. Meeting Oprah wasn't luck, it was alignment. We spent time talking privately about empowered with Gina. Okay. I believe that is her podcast or something like that, about purpose and about what's next. And while I was definitely starstruck because I'm not definitely still pinching myself, I'm sorry, because I'm definitely still pinching myself, more photos to come. I've also felt completely grounded, seen, accepted, and right where I was meant to be. Because when you lead with intention and do the work, the rooms you once dreamed of start feeling like home. This is the this is the what we create. Okay, a little typo, I think, for ourselves through the Empowered with Gina platform. A very grateful and proud moment for me. Gratitude, hashtag Oprah, hashtag empowerment, inspiration, motivation, and friendship. So there you go. That was Gina's impression of the night that she hung out with Oprah. And again, I believe Gina um, is, I think, what do we call it? My riding buddy. My riding buddy. Like my dear lamented aunt, she had a friend that was also her hairdresser, and they would roll tight. They'd go shopping, and they did occasions together. So I'm thinking that's how things are with Doria and Gina. But anyway, they always seem to go to the best parties and have a lot of fun together, which I think is great. I'm so glad that Doria is having these recreational moments, these times where she's out enjoying herself. That means everything. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Where is it? Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay, I think that was it for that. Yeah, that was all that I wanted to share from that. So there you go. But very cool. I'm glad to see that. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do a little audio from last night for you. That again, that is Oprah Courtney. I forgot who that is doing the interview there, but let's do this audio from last night. For those that have not been able to watch it, I'll share this with you.
That we're all together and we're talking about my favorite things, decorating. Although it's not even going to be decorating, it's really going to be about, it really is the family home. Like this is our family bookstore. And I love that I get to talk to my friends, my new friend, and about a book that I found as I was going through it and looking just how intentional and all about family values.
Oh, sorry.
All love what we do and building our homes.
Yes.
So welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank
I'm
you
so
for
glad you
having
guys get to meet Courtney as well.
Yeah.
We've been friends since college, just so you know.
Yeah. It's really an honor to be here and to be chatting about our book. Oh, sorry. This makes me nervous.
I can hold it for you also.
I've done so many of these, and this
Right.
is the first time I've been nervous. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I love it. And I mean, we're all, I mean, into your home. I've now seen so many pictures of your home.
Yeah.
It's really great because it isn't just about necessarily decorating, but it's about the values and what was important to you. And I don't even know how you had time to do it because you have like 5 kids, but the different homes that you went to and your home. Talk a little bit about
Yeah.
what inspired you and what you wanted people to know when you were putting this together.
Yeah, well, I think there's so many books that you can pick up that have pretty images or can inspire you visually. I feel like when it comes to creating a home for your family, it should be a unique space that reflects your family.
Right.
And from my motherhood journey. And I remember very specifically being in the car and my daughter talking to me in the back seat and just doing this blah, 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 blah. And I wasn't listening to her. She was telling me about something at school. And I was just like, I mean, it's normal. Like we do this, like we drown our kids out sometimes. Like it's not like you're a bad mother if you do it. But I was like, wait a second. I'm not listening to her. I'm so busy. And we just wanted something else. So we decided to sell everything. And we sold the house and took the kids out of school, sold all the stuff. And we went and traveled for what turned out to be 18 months.
And they documented all of this. I mean, we hadn't been in touch during that period. And I remember seeing it on Instagram and going, is that Courtney? And they're in a minivan somewhere in
Camper
South
van,
America. Like but it's amazing when you can find what you're able to create in a small space when a lot of us, especially here, have a lot of, I grew up in a small duplex. We all have a lot more opportunity, space, privilege, or you have a lot of open space as you did growing up on this farm. But when you have a limited amount of space, what are the practical tools that she's been able to implement for her family and for her kids to feel connected? When I think so much of what we're really speaking to ultimately is how do we open our doors, our hearts, and our homes, both for our own families and when we have guests, especially as the holiday season is approaching. What are those tips and those elements that you can translate from a small apartment as a single woman to a couple that's dating to, or when you have a full family with a lot of children?
Do you see how Meghan's voice projects compared to Courtney and the other lady? No criticism to them, but did you notice the difference in how Meghan's voice was able to project to the room. I noticed that right away. This is not really a comfortable setting for Courtney. And I'm pretty sure she is incredibly glad that or happy, glad that Meghan is there to help her through this, which as you can see, she's very sweet and she's very shy, which I think is adorable. But that part of this, she hasn't really found her voice yet. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know her. Maybe this is just an off night for her or something like that. But I'm very impressed with the way Meghan was able to just project in a way with such clarity. It is incredibly impressive to me. Um, I I think I have another soundbite. I do apologize if I repeat some of these because I did. Let me see here. But I want to offer to you whatever I can because, there's limited stuff available out there. So I'm just kind of thumbing through and finding what I can to share with you because I think they were on for like, what, 40 minutes? And there's just not a whole lot out there. So, okay, we just watched that one. But let me see if I can find something else. Um, okay, that was that one. I thought I had another one, and now I don't see it. I do apologize, but I thought I had another one, and now I do not see it. How did I lose that? Okay. Okay, let me try to search another way. Bookstore?
Kids that it's really important for them to find something to do and come up with it on their own and use their imagination. And if we structure their days, they don't have much time
Oh, it is buffering.
for boredom. Yeah.
We were actually just in New York with Jonathan Haidt, who wrote Anxious Generation, which I'm sure a lot of you have read. And it was such an astute thing to say, similar to what you're saying, which was think about all the road trips that we had as kids. You're like, oh, are we there yet? You're looking out the window. You're so bored. Now there's an iPad. But the value of that boredom for your creative imagination and your emotional development is so key. The value for our kids as we get older to understand how key it is to actually have a deep belly laugh with your friends, not to put a laughing emoji. It's not the same. Your body doesn't feel it in the same way. And so for us to get back to that, and I think part of this slow living, even though lives are busy, to prioritize that so that we physiologically can feel what our bodies need to feel as we actually connect with each other is really the core of what this book is about and what we're talking about as we move into a different chapter.
Okay, I like that. So Meghan is saying, in case you missed that, she's saying that instead of having that face-to-face response where you're having a conversation with a friend and you have that big belly laugh, about something, instead of that like physical cue from one person to another, now it has been reduced as an emoji, which for us we've experienced more face to face than we could think of or calculate. Whereas for kids, a lot of their exchanges with other kids are on an iPad or on a smartphone. And even sometimes you'll see a group of kids sitting at the table and everybody's texting, and you're like, are they chatting with each other or chatting with other people? It's just a disconnect. As they say, as kids, we'd stay out until the street lights come on. I remember getting on my bicycle and just going all over the neighborhood without any fear or concern. And um, it's just a very different time. You're out all day. There are no smartphones. If there was an emergency, you'd have to try to find a neighbor or something like that. Very different time for kids nowadays. And that's something I never really thought about. But yeah, the disconnect that kids have for one another nowadays is something to consider because they don't have room to be bored. Instead of being bored, they have a tablet in their hands. They're not doing things creative with a bunch of blocks and action figures and toys and or even going outside to play in the dirt or mud or sandbox or um those Lincoln logs and building blocks. Very different for kids nowadays. I've seen like babies, they can barely talk, but they're zipping their fingers through these smart devices, and they can do stuff that I don't even know how to do. So interesting. Um, there doesn't seem to be any like uniform rule as to when it's okay for that type of thing for kids. And most parents would rather have peace of mind than to take that device away from those kids. I know I would rather have peace of mind. Um, and that's just the way it is. But anyway, so there you go. All right, I got some more pics from last night. I'm sure there's Meghan looking quite serene. I'm going to see if I can find at least one more of those audios from last night. Um, and if I can, I'll share that with you. If not, then we'll just go on to whatever topic is coming up next. But oh, oh yeah, that's a hater. That is definitely a hater.
Home, like this is our family bookstore, and I love.
Okay, that's what we just looked at, so we don't need that. Uh, yes, I'm afraid I don't have anything else to share with you. I'm almost ready to break down and just do the membership so I can watch the entire thing. The last thing I want to do is establish another membership because then I forget I have it. And a year from now, I'll still be paying $8 a month for a membership to something I don't even use, unless Meghan pops up on there again. And then, of course, I would watch it again. But other than that, I don't have a use for it. So I'm fighting the urge to sign up for yet another membership to something that I may only use once. Um, which is the other thing that I intend to do. I want to go through everything to make sure that I don't have unnecessary memberships. You understand what I mean when I say that? Those unnecessary memberships where I'm signed up to something that I do not use. And of course, I make the excuse that, well, the family's watching it. I'll keep it for the family, but I'm not even sure they're watching it. One thing I'm sure of, I'm still paying for it. That much I am sure of. Let's see. Is it Dag Skimmer? Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Well, let's move on. I could not find anything else. But again, there's Meghan looking absolutely gorgeous. A natural beauty she is. As you can see, the press was restricted to aiming the camera inside of the building. And there's Meghan in front of those very quaint windows. And of course, Courtney Adamo. How did I do that? Okay. And this is Meghan. I believe that was the arrival. That was her arrival to the bookstore yesterday. And that is a purse. That is a purse. I have some more information for that. So take a look. There's the outfit. Is it Sienna or Kayana? Oh, I don't know how to say that. But anyway, the purse is Aquazura and the shoes are Emma Parsons. So that was Meghan's outfit for last night. Let me see. I jumped ahead there. Let me go back just a little bit. The gentleman in black, I've never seen him before. I'm guessing he is security. He's got the earpiece, but that kind of looks like a iPod or you know what I mean? The earbud. Is it AirBud? AirPod. Yeah, it looks like an AirPod. But yeah, these are some pics from last night. No, he's not security. If he was security, he wouldn't be smiling. He would be looking menacing. So, again, these are from Godmothers from last night. Pleasure to share it with you. And then we'll go on to the other news of today. 77% want a criminal investigation into the sick old man, Andrew. 46%, only 46% of the public now support the monarchy. I repeat, 46%. That means that they are so far underwater. Usually the term underwater, if I'm correct, I believe that means that you have less than 50% support. I believe this is an all-time low because the last time they were underwater, I believe they had 48%. And that was when that book came out from Owen Scobie, The End Game. Now they're at 46%. 46. Only 46% of the public now support the monarchy. So when you hear all of this crap about how popular William and Kate are, trust me when I say this, most people do not care what those two are doing. They don't care what they're not doing. They just don't care. Most of the British public, from my understanding, most of the British public do not give a tinker's damn about what those two are doing. Whether they're doing or not doing, where they're doing, who they're doing, it is of no concern to the average working class person or the average working class family. There is not this stampede of people clamoring to get close to them, as evident by Charles' coronation. Not the big hit everybody thought it was. You had towns that refused to decorate, refused to host the street parties. They were not interested. And that continues. And this whole thing with the sick old man has only exacerbated an already, shall we say, tenuous situation. They are in the crapper, you guys. They are in the dustbin of history. It's not completely formal yet, but the monarchy is circling the drain. They are circling the drain. Oh, by the way, thank you, Lydia Washington. This is the official Royal Sussex wish list. Now, I just posted that at the top of the chat. If you're interested in taking a little glance of the wish list, that is a wish list for Royal Sussex. Items that, well, would be a nice surprise if I received it. Now, it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory, but for the most part, I don't mention it. But since there's only like a few shopping days until my birthday, I figured I would break that rule and share it with you. But yeah, since the Orange Menace has been in office, I rarely mention it because, well, things have changed for people, and there's a lot of concerns. So I just did not think it proper. But until my birthday, I will mention it a few more times. Remember, it is not mandatory. It's just fun, really, for me. I'm always curious to know. Oh, I wonder what that is. Um, but do not do not step outside of your budget to do anything to accommodate the wish list. It's not that important, but it is fun, and I like it. I like surprises. So there you go. Thank you, Lydia Washington. But again, do not step outside your budget. So again, things are looking bleak for Windsor and Company. All of the pomp and all of the circumstance is not appreciated right now. There was a book about Louis Mountbatten, and whatever Andrew, the sick old man, is up to, believe me, Louis Mountbatten was all of that and more. All of that and more. The depravity that surrounds that institution. On occasion, I have mentioned Backstairs Billy. Backstairs Billy, who was the favorite of the Queen Mother, who had been employed with the royal family for what, 40 years? Backstairs Billy, William Talon, and his companion. Between the two of them, well, let me put it to you like this. If their time in the royal family was considered like, say, a vehicle, they had racked up quite a few miles at the expense of a bunch of wide-eyed, gullible um, footmen and others that entered service in the royal family, and they had made themselves well, they were unaware of what they were getting into. And Backstairs Billy and his companion allegedly took liberties with the new hires. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But they took liberty with the new hires. Also, where that was part of the workday, they would also impress young visitors with invitations to, let's say, Clarence House, where Billy maintained an apartment at the, I guess it was the Gatehouse, a very prominent place to be in a grace and favor property. But yeah, there's a book about all of the exploits of Backstairs Billy, And I'm only saying this because that's just one person. There are so many things that have happened in and around that family and their various properties that has gone unreported. Everything from racism to harassment and so on. So they're making a big deal out of Andrew as well. They should. But if the real story was ever told, calling Andrew a bully and such, or even trying to make the case that Meghan was some type of bully, yet there are hundreds of stories out there over the years of Charles, Anne, Margaret, and of course, Philip, just to name a few when it comes to the allegations of being a bully. When it comes to um, hearing stories, about how certain members of the royal family has behaved, none of that is unique. That is very commonplace. So they make it seem as though Andrew is somehow unique when it comes to his rude and questionable behavior, but that would describe most of the family. And I can only imagine what they have been covering up for William. I can only imagine. TMCD. Wait a minute. Well, anyway, I still can't get Camilla's Halloween costume out of my head. Yes, that was quite horrific. Thank you so much for the super chat. Did you happen to catch Royal Sussex yesterday? Because I definitely had a lot to say about it, and we can take a quick peek of it if you like. But yeah, she was quite a sight. She's quite a sight. There you go. The ghost of Halloween Pass. It looks like a bunch of bats. It looks like a line of bat wings or something. And then why does Camilla's hand look like a hoof? There's that very awkward split at that between the yeah, it looks demonic. It looks demonic. And then I noticed that her hat, those whatever those things were, reminded me of these the Swiss Guards weapons that they have there. Um, it reminded me of that. So there was that going on. And then of course, yeah. Um, someone made uh, AI image of her on like the typical wood frame house on their front porch. That's not a trick or treat. That is a trick and defeat because she has defeated the whole point of going to visit the Pope. She could not look more, uh, shall we say, sinister if she tried. And then, of course, this was also something that I noticed from yesterday. The startled look on Camilla's face when she realized that one of the beautiful paintings at the basilica seemed to have a very familiar face looking back at her, as though this, one of those kind of art uh, features that reminds you of the hell that waits for those who don't believe. Well, it looks like Camilla's all. uh, is that Camilla? Is that like a distant relative? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Camilla noticed that artwork kind of looks just like her, uh, walking through the pits of hell. uh, oh my goodness! Look at those hands. Look at those. Ugh. And of course, from what was it? I think it was the Telegraph. Forgive me, Father. Wait, I have to do my impersonation of Charles III. Oh, forgive me, Father. But if you think about that's bad, you should meet my brother. Yes, you should meet my brother. So yeah, there's Charles in confession. You can tell because of those pinstripe trousers and those very shiny shoes that he's wearing. And of course, there's Camilla, who is in a panic as she realizes that she's in one of the most holy places in the world. And of course, it wouldn't be Camilla if she didn't look directly at the camera. She's always looking at the camera. It's like, I got a secret. You shouldn't be there. Yeah, you should not even be there. You and Charles, two of the world's most famous adulterers. And of course, they say you can never really turn them into a housewife, right? You remember that phrase? You can never turn them into a housewife. I mean, Camilla noticed all of those young, virile Swiss guards, and well, let's just say that her easy nature, if you know what I mean, caused her to stick that foot out there, like trying to show her legs off, like one of them young men actually want to see it. Well, who knows? They say you get lonely when you're away from home. Um, but I don't think anybody's that lonely. That's so embarrassing, though. You cannot turn a Camilla into a housewife. It's almost impossible. Look at her. They have a word for people like her. Yeah, they ain't interested. And then, of course, the panic set in. This is when Camilla realized that either somebody turned the heat up or that very sinful carcass that she calls her body is starting to smoke. Yes, the smoke is billowing from her flesh because such a sinful person finds herself in the Vatican, one of the holiest places, the throne of St. Peter. And it was a false alarm because people thought that they were, you know, electing a new pope. But it wasn't a new pope, it was an old queen consort who should not be in holy spaces. Also, yesterday, we solved a riddle. We solved a puzzle. What was that thing walking down the corridors of Westminster Abbey on Coronation Day? Remember when that cloaked figure went dashing past the choir? Well, now we know it was Camilla. You see, I had to just zoom in and I realized that that was Camilla that was, I guess, patrolling the back halls, probably looking for a cigarette. Yeah, that's right. She was looking for a cigarette. Did she think she was attending a Halloween party? I think in the UK they call it a fancy dress party. And I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. And of course, one must take precaution when you invite the immortal, the undead, to your house. It was said that some of the aides of the Pope Leo, called an old priest who has a particular talent and that is the exorcisms. Yes, they called an exorcist. And if you are interested in a new career, you can go on eBay or Timu, or even the Amazon, and you can buy yourself a exorcism kit, complete with a holdable cross, holy water, a closed book, the last rite open book, a pewter candlestick, also another cross, a small chalice, a wafer tray. Uh, bring your own wafers, and then of course you have the whole little altar set there and everything. And if necessary, you can also purchase yourself a vampire kit, complete with a revolver, silver bullets, lots of crucifixes and holy oils and such, and of course stakes and a big wooden mallet. Not sure that that will hold it down, but yeah, all of those things are available if you find yourself inviting Charles and Camilla on a state visit. So yes, that was from yesterday. Um, let's get back over to today. So support for the monarchy has slipped below 50%, polls say, which is trouble. That means they're going to have to find some kind of way to blame everything on Harry, and to a much greater extent, Meghan. Yeah, they'll find some kind of way to blame Meghan for everything that's going wrong with them. Yasmin says it makes Tom Sykes look silly. What Meghan is saying is that if you have close friends and family, that's what you do. Some will say, "Can I give you a hand or want to peek in the pots?" Silly man. Yes, and if you are just joining us, this is in reference to Tom Sykes trying to find the humor in Meghan's idea of how to entertain guests. Tom Sykes seemed to think that somehow Meghan was, I guess, not a good host or whatever. I don't know, but he just tried to make a big joke out of everything that she was saying. I mean, yes, you invite people over. If it's not a very formal thing, you offer to let them have what is it, apple mull spice cider or whatever. She sets up the cups. You grab a cup off the counter and help yourself. And that way, while you are preparing the meals and the dinner or what have you, you do not have to get yourself distracted or whatever, trying to make tea or whatever. It was all very cute and very innocent, and Tom Sykes just made this big to do about it. But it just seems like he was struggling to be critical, trying to find a laugh where there, and that was what I could not stand, was that ridiculous, "Oh, I just can't with this one. I don't know where to begin." Well, you shouldn't begin in the first place. Just leave it alone. It's not even funny. There's no humor there. But with all of the things that they could speak about with that family, like you know, the incredible amount of money that it costs to keep the institution going, better to criticize Meghan for her idea of entertaining. Yeah, it's very disappointing. And and again, I only say these things because you know that they know better. You know that they are brighter than they pretend, but in order to appeal to their constituents, in order to, I guess, get the clicks and engagements that they want, they um, try to force humor out of something that is so not funny, just average conversation. And of course, they will accuse Meghan of word salad and such. Yeah, and I've had my fill of it. Let's see. Cookies and Cream says Meghan wants her company to feel at home. She's very hospitable person. Yes, exactly. That is the whole point. Is to let them um have the run of the place while you are taking care of business for the evening. And of course, Megan says when you're wearing your apron, and I think she said if you greet your friends at the door and you're barefoot or whatever. And I thought about it and I'm like, isn't that what Megan said was so offensive when they invited Will and Kate to dinner and she's wearing ripped jeans, barefoot? That is typical for the Sussexes. That is typical. They do formal stuff and they also just have friends over. But Will and Kate came over dressed up for, Easter Sunday, trying to impress Megan where it wasn't even necessary. So, but Tom Sykes has decided to align himself with the future king. That is quite obvious. And so um, he is going to pursue this path of criticizing all things Meghan, which is a choice that most of them seem to have made. There is no pretense of impartiality, none whatsoever. Yeah, I don't even think they pretend anymore. I wish I could find that. I'm kind of stalling because I'm looking for it. I want to play the sound for you if I can. And I would gladly play the sound for that part of it if I can find it.
I'm so glad you guys get to meet Courtney.
Okay. Hmm. Oh my God. I mean, I'm looking and the haters have been all over it. Oh well. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything that I can share with you.
We know this, like, of little kids that, it's really important for them to find
Generation, which I'm sure a lot of you have read. Generation, which I'm sure a lot of you.
Okay, I found something. I don't know what this is, but I'm just going to play it. If I feel like it's repeating, then Connie Bomber. Connie Bomber. Hey Connie Bomber. Good morning. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Connie Bomber, I noticed that there is a box waiting for me. I'm going to try to get it. As you know, I get a picture of everything that arrives before I pick it up, and I recognize that very, very beautiful box that I love so much. So, I have 4 of them now, and, well, I have 3, and that one will make 4, so thank you very much for that in advance. Um, okay, let me go back to here. I will go back just a little bit, and, yeah, and then we'll do this.
And it was such an astute thing to say, similar to what you're saying, which was think about all the road trips that we had as kids. You're like, are we there yet? You're looking out the window. You're so bored. Now there's an iPad. But the value of that boredom for your creative imagination and your emotional development is so key. The value for our kids as we get older to understand how key it is to actually have a deep belly laugh with your friends, not to put a laughing emoji. It's not the same. Your body doesn't feel it in the same way. And so for us to get back to that, and I think part of this slow living, even though lives are busy, to prioritize that so that we physiologically can feel what our bodies need to feel as we actually connect with each other is really the core of what this book is about and what we're talking about as we move into a different chapter.
Under the soft glow of Godmother's bookstore's ambient light.
Okay. Well, you probably recognize that. I was hoping that it was more of Meghan, but no, it isn't. It's just the same thing we heard before. So, unfortunately, I don't have anything new to share. Gosh, I wish I did. Oh well, I will just. Hmm. Okay. I was hoping that I could find a story about the apple cider thing, but nope, could not find it. So sorry about that. Oh, okay, I will do that. I will wait. I will wait. It won't be easy, but I will wait. I promise you I will. Thank you for that. Okay. I'm glad I caught that because I wasn't looking at the screen. I hope they all get their comeuppance. I really do. I hope they all get their comeuppance. Okay. Let me get back to where I was. All right. So again, the royal family the monarchy, the approval of the monarchy has sunk to an all-time low. Just 47%, which is well underwater. That approval rating is unsustainable, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better, which kind of makes me nervous because, when these things happen, they start looking to Montecito for some kind of distraction. Now, Oprah Winfrey leads a stylish celebration at Anastasia's Beverly Hills Raising Brows event with Cindy Crawford, Sharon Stone, and more. So I believe this is I don't know if this is the same event that featured. Is it? Let me see. Yeah. I don't know if this is the one where Doria was photographed with Oprah. But yeah, so this happened. Is that the same suit? It looks like it, right? Yeah, I guess Doria was there. That is why I saved it. So anyway, it says Anastasia Beverly Hills hosts Raising Brows event with Oprah Winfrey, Sophia Vergara, and more celebrity guests. Let me see. On Thursday at the Wilshire Ebel Theater in Los Angeles, Anastasia Sword, founder and CEO of Anastasia Beverly Hills, joined Oprah Winfrey for a one night only live conversation celebrating the release of her memoir, Raising Brows, My Story of Building a Billion-Dollar Beauty Empire. The event was also attended by many celebrity guests, including Sophia Vergara, Sharon Stone, Eva Longoria, Cyndi Lauper, Lori Harvey, Law Roach, Kimora Lee Simmons, Kathy Hilton, and Julian Hugh. Or is it Huff? I think it's Julian Huff, among others. And let's see here. Let's see if there's anything else about that. Oprah speaks on stage at Raising Brow Live, hosted by Anastasia. Yeah, I think that's it. So I do believe that our Doria was at this event. I wasn't sure where those pictures came from of Doria and Oprah, but I think this makes sense now. Yeah, I do believe that our Doria was invited. Anyway, that article is in Women's Wear Daily. As you can see, Women's Wear Daily. So if you want to read that article, it's really not a whole lot to it, but yes, I do believe that that was the event where Doria took that picture with Oprah. Yeah, I think so. Very cool. Glad that Mama Doria got out and had a great time. Now, spinning off. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. Miss Robinson is at least the 10th publicist to leave the employ of Meghan and Harry since they left the UK for California 5 years ago, although two former publicists, James Holt and Miranda Barbault, have been promoted into non-PR roles. Remaining on their team are Liam McGuire, Director of Communications in Europe, and Meredith Maines, their Chief Communication Officer. Well, if this person is not the highest ranking person in communication, why is this even a story? You know why, of course, because it has to do with Meghan. They met the King's press secretary, Tobin Andre, this summer, which is thought to have paved the way for Prince Harry to briefly see his father last month. The couple have suffered numerous PR disasters, most recently the Duchess' surprise trip to Paris Fashion Week. Now, how they trying to say that's a disaster, I don't know, but that's what they need to believe. She posted a video to Instagram which showed her being driven at night along the Seine, not the same route, but a similar route to the that taken by Princess Diana. Notice how they said similar. Oh God. Anyway, there was also criticism of her appearance last week at the Washington Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Women event. She did an excellent job and completed these projects with great success. So that's what they have to say about Miss Robinson, that she did a great job and complete. But as you know, there is an NDA And we are not going to hear anything about why she left. So that leaves it wide open to speculation that she was driven away. But she was not even the main communication person. Are Harry and Meghan taxpayer funded? No. Then no one cares. Thank you, Legs. Thank you for that. Absolutely. They are not taxpayer funded, so nobody cares. But distract, obfuscate, distract, project, distract, project, obfuscation, whatever that means, and project and deceive and project, distract. That's what they're doing. So there you have it. Now, oh, okay. Did I miss one? No, I did not. Okay. Prince Andrew will move out of Royal Lodge, sources say. The timing of an announcement is all that remains to be sorted, sources say. That, of course, is from you know who, Tom Sykes. Buckingham Palace in talks with Prince Andrew to vacate Royal Lodge, despite lease allowing him to stay until 2078, to the likes of which he will have been long since dead. But I believe he wants that lease for his daughters or his grandchildren to enjoy Royal Lodge. I don't blame him for wanting to stay because have you seen the houses that other family members have? Like Edward. Edward has a freaking castle. Okay. What is it? Bagshot Park. And then, of course, Princess Anne has a more modest, but yet large home called the Catacombs or whatever it is. Um, Horse Kick Park, something like that. I think it's called Horse Head Butt Park or something like that. That is where Princess Anne lives. Um, no, I that's not the name of it. It's called Girl Watch Your Back, right? That That's the name of Princess Anne's estate. It's called Girl Watch Your Back. Let's see. Leg says so. Andrew didn't pay for housing, taxpayer funded. Yes, he had. What do they call it? Peppercorn, where for a nominal fee upon request, Andrew would have to pay something, but really, he wasn't paying anything. They said it is not a very common lease arrangement, but not unheard of, where you must pay for the upkeep. Now, they allege that he has paid almost £8 million in repairs and um, renovations or whatever. Um, I don't know, but they were about to call him into Parliament to explain things. And rather than do that, he would prefer to just leave quietly. So Charles may give him £500,000 or more to vacate. The big question is, where is he going to go? Where is he going to? So Prince Andrew believes King wants Royal Lodge estate for the Queen consort. Prince thinks his brother has ulterior motive in wanting him out of mansion he lives in rent free. Now, as we have established yesterday, um, that house is a dowager house. Traditionally, the dowager queen resides in Royal Lodge. I think it makes sense for Camilla because when Charles is gone, she will become a dowager queen, right? And it is on the Great Windsor Park. or Great Windsor Estate or whatever. So it will be a very secure place for her. Um, and of course, it is a place befitting her status as a queen consort, or should I say, a dowager queen consort or whatever. So that is the logical place for her to go. Now, they are trying to tell people, oh, she's a country gal and she's looking to go back to Ray Mill, which is the home that she purchased back in the 90s after her divorce from, who was it, Tom Parker? No, Andrew Parker Bowles. So that is a house that she owns lock, stock, and barrel. But I had a theory about that. Let's see. Connie Bauman says he's going to Saudi Arabia. Well, they say that he has a home over there or someplace that is all staffed up and ready to go, just waiting for him to show up. But let's see. What was I saying? Oh yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. It is a place befitting a dowager. And as for Ray Mill, Charles did purchase a house near Camilla's place, right? It makes sense to me that when Camilla is no longer the queen consort, she becomes a dowager queen. She goes to Royal Lodge. Her property, Ray Mill, will either go to her son or to her daughter. The other house that Charles purchased, I'm more than certain that that house will also belong to one of Camilla's children. So it seems like a parting gift, a home for you, daughter, a home for you, son, and then Queen Consort Camilla will live out her days at the Royal Lodge. And it's got what, 30 bedrooms? So there is plenty accommodations for those occasions when her big head son and her square jawed daughter come to visit her with those very bizarre looking grandkids. I'm just kidding. I don't know what they look like. But yeah, so I think that that makes sense as a parting gift to Charles to say, hey, thank you for keeping all of my secrets, which there are many. And then too, Camilla will live out her days in a way that is dignified for a queen consort. So it all makes sense. And no matter what they say at Clarence House about all of this, oh, well, there's no ulterior motives. We just don't want him in that house because of blah, blah, blah. Well, isn't this the same royal household that said that Camilla will be known as the princess consort, so not to upset people who loved Princess Diana? And what happened? She became the queen consort. And Charles somehow coerced his mother into announcing that publicly on Ascension Day 2022. As a matter of fact, I have an image of it right here. There's the queen with her red box, and this is the day where she told people to refer to Camilla as the queen consort. So that whole thing that Charles promised people, that promise was broken. And I believe, this is what I believe, that in return, Charles promised to give protection to his brother Andrew. You see how that works out? Now, I have no way to prove this, but I believe that in exchange for continued protection and cover for Andrew, the Queen promises to go forward to the public and declare that Camilla be known as the Queen Consort rather than the Princess Consort, which was agreed on the day that they married. Okay, that's one thing. Another reason why you can't trust Charles is because as soon as the plans were put together for the coronation, Charles said, forget all this business about Queen Consort. Just call her the Queen. That definitely was not supposed to happen. And let me see, what was the other broken promise? There was another. Oh, remember, he wasn't going to get married again, right? Remember, he said he wasn't going to get married. And then all of a sudden, it turned into Camilla is non-negotiable. So again, Charles has broken several promises. So when Charles says that he is not trying to vacate his brother so that he can give that home to his former mistress, why should we believe him? He's gone back on other promises. Nope. You cannot trust Charles III because he makes it up as he goes along. Hazel says it will be years before Buckingham Palace is finished. If the worst happens, William, that is, goes to Clarence House, Camilla to Royal Lodge. Okay, that makes sense. So William will go to Clarence House and Camilla will go to Royal Lodge. And on the weekends or the off days or whatever, William will go to that, what is it, Forest Lodge? Yeah. And Forest Lodge will be available. So he will live in between Forest Lodge, Windsor Castle, Clarence House, Admiral Hall. I don't know if they're done with that yet, but definitely for Christmas, Admiral Hall, since it's on the Sandringham estate. And then I suppose William will inherit Burke Hall, which is in Scotland, and Highgrove. I think Charles wants Highgrove to become a museum. I do not believe William will ever move to Highgrove. I believe that Charles may likely want Highgrove to be a museum where people can visit the grounds. Well, not a museum, but just, a publicly accessed manor house where people can go and see Charles' garden and people can see the house and all of the decor. And of course, his watercolor paintings and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a lot like the Dumfries house. That's what I think, is that it'll be open to the public like Dumfries house. You can use it for weddings or formal dinners or what have you. And also people can pay to wander the park as they do now. And the house will probably be opened up as the former residence of a king. So that is my guess, but I don't think William will ever use Highgrove, or I don't think he ever wants to live there either. I don't think he really cares for Highgrove. Okay, so that is my prediction. All right. This happened today. That is, of course, Serena Williams looking fabulous as she picked up an award in Spain. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, I see. I think I somehow, let me see. Serena Williams, Spain. Okay, which one do I want to share with you? I'm trying to avoid the tabloids. Let's go with Women's Wear Daily, shall we? Oh, that is stunning. A bit busy. No, I don't like that one. Okay, this will be translated. So if the grammar is a bit off, you know why. Okay, let's translate that to English, the full page. So Serena Williams excitedly meets Princess Lenore at Princess of Asturias Award, whatever that is. Williams is in Oviedo. The beloved tennis player was one of this year's recipients of the Princess of Asturias Award, a recognition handed out by the heir of the Spanish throne that recognizes notable figures across industries, including culture, technology, science, and social causes. Williams was this year's recipient for the sporting category, meeting King Philippe, Queen Letizia, and their daughters, Princess Lenore and Princess Sophia. Okay. And yes, she put on quite the fashion show. I got to show you guys this other outfit that she wore. Let me know what you think, but I'm going to show it to you. Okay, there's that one. All right. And there was another outfit. I don't know how many days that she's in Spain, but I think there was not quite a wardrobe malfunction or failure, but okay, let me just say I like the outfit. I love it. But there are certain angles where the outfit was not working for her, like, waving to the crowd. So let me share that with you. Okay. Now, everything kind of blends, right? It's hard to tell where her hair and the dress begins and ends. I mean, I am exaggerating, but as you can see, it is all kind of one color, right? Right. Now, like this, it does something to the boobs, right? It does something to the boobs. But hold on, it gets worse. It gets worse. When she raised her arm to wave, see what happened? It's like the dress was going left and right. The seam down the front seemed like it moved, which gave her medium boob, little boob. So yeah, that happened. I like the dress, but let me show you one more picture. Right? So yes, thank you for that. Serena is fabulous. That dress is the problem. I think the dress is a beautiful dress, but I don't know if it's too clingy or something. But that that should not have happened. Here, it looks okay, and there I think it looks much better. But I think it's a bit too clingy, and maybe it needs like a lining. It needs to be lined in a way that does not allow it to shift. Oh, you know what? I think that that seam is supposed to go over the shoulder, the one that goes up the front, but still, it's not flattering. It does not flatter. Maybe it's not really meant for someone that has a larger chest, right? But anyway, she looks beautiful. Um, this outfit, okay, I like it. I like it. Yeah, yeah. Um, Definitely. Probably should have walked around in it just to make sure. Um, but the red, I think the red is absolutely the best look. That is the best look. I think Serena is dressing in a way that is very slimming with the, asymmetrical designs, but I don't think it's really necessary. I think she has to get used to the fact that she's smaller and that she doesn't need the distraction of the hymns and the gatherings. And I don't think she needs that distraction. I think that it would be so much more better for her if she just goes to something that is not as busy. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. Um, the hair, what do I think about the hair? Um, it definitely brings a nice halo effect, but and it's not too big. It's not terribly big. Sometimes they have too much of the mermaid thing going on, so it's not too big. It doesn't overwhelm. But I just think that with that dress, the pleated or well, I don't know what you call it, but it just all runs together. It all runs together. So I don't think that that's a good look for her because it's almost like you don't know where her skin, the dress, and the hair begins and ends. I mean, yes, you do, obviously, but I'm just saying it kind of all runs together. But that is flawless. That is giving you goddess. That is definitely a goddess look. Absolutely. She looks very chic and very regal. Yep, very chic and very regal. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Very excellent. So, let me see here. What else do I have? Oh, there we go. Serena looked incredible as she attended the Princess of Asturias Awards 2025 ceremony in Spain on Friday. The tennis star, who recently admitted that she has been using a weight loss drug, wore a bright red, elegant, one-shouldered gown. The fitted number was that rooked at the waist. Oh, well, anyway, to show off her figure, and she teamed it with a pair of stiletto heels. Serena received the Princess of Asturias award for sports at the event, which was held in what is that, Comparmar Theater. The Princess of Asturias award was, our annual awards given to individual. Oh, I did that already, didn't I? Okay, continue. Now, no more bullying made a comment in the comment section. And this was in reference to the royal titles. And I thought this was outstanding. She is the only one who made it without royal titles, privilege, and connections. She has a lucrative career and business. She was an advocate for several organizations. She spoke in front of the United Nations Assembly and received awards for her work. Not for simply being a royal, she is an entrepreneur with ambitions and drive, and people in the UK obviously don't like that. She will survive and thrive no matter which titles she holds or you take from her. Can I get a witness? Amen. Amen. It does not matter. People cannot take your talent away from you. And obviously, our Duchess is gifted in a variety of fields and situations. So that cannot be taken away from her. Now, tell me, what do you see? What do you see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Okay, there are two things happening here. Do you see it or do you not? Yes, there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You're going to have to say da-da, 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 da-da. Do you see anything else? Kind of squint your eyes, you can see it. Yes, there's a face there. There is definitely a woman's face. Yes, little of a optical illusion thing here, a puzzle or whatever you call it. But yeah, there's two things going on there. I wouldn't say it's Mona Lisa, but there's definitely a woman there. Everything will be okay. All right, you guys, everything will be okay. I know that the news has been very, very difficult to take in lately because there seems to be just one thing after another. And it's like the earth is shaking beneath our feet, and we just don't know what's happening next. And as for our faves, the Sussexes, they are in a good place right now. And they are striving or thriving in spite of everything. A lot of people are worried about Willie and what he's capable of. But we really have to depend on our prayers to see them through these terrible situations. We have to use our prayers for our family, for our friends of our family, and we have to pray for everyone in the Sussex squad. There's been quite a few situations where we find out that this one has this illness and that setback. Um, but we have to uh, continue to live our lives with dignity and in a way that honors everyone who has gone before us. I think about that every day. How can I honor my parents? How can I honor my sister? How can I honor everyone that I have loved over the years and lost? How can I honor them? And that is by living my best life every day. I continue and carry on. I take the stories that I share from the experiences I've had with everyone I have lost over the years. And it doesn't make me sad. It makes me glad that they were in my life when they were, and that I have some amazing memories to take with me. Um, yeah, that's something to consider. Now, I earlier today, Cookies and Cream had mentioned that there was um, let me make sure I got this right. There was it a let me see. I have it somewhere. Um mm. Oh yes, a benign tumor on the kidney, but may need surgery. So, and yes, there's always risk with surgery, but remember, your body wants to heal. Your body always wants to heal. That's the default setting for our bodies. Our bodies want to heal. And we have to pray for the experience of, the surgeons and the team and everything, the nurses, to see us through these things. And I like to keep positive. You know, when I was in the hospital a year ago in September of 2024, someone asked me, was I afraid? And I said, no. I said, because I was stable and the professionals knew what they were doing. And I just didn't think I thought if there was any setbacks, at least I'm here and not at home, So, no, I wasn't afraid. I had never had a blood transfusion before. That was kind of trippy. But aside from that, I was like, ugh, where has that been? But yeah, aside from that, I was not afraid. Um, yes, anything can happen and all that kind of stuff, but I just had faith. I just had faith. I mean, at that point, it really is in God's hand, and you pray that God will guide the hands of everyone who cares for you. That's about all you can do in those situations is to stay prayerful, have faith, and I was more worried about how it affected the people that loved me more than what I was going through. I did not like scaring people. So, it was what was it, a Mallory tear or something like that? But yeah, it was a tear in the where the stomach and the digestion tract, whatever connects. There was a tear, and I was bleeding a lot. And basically, it just needed to heal. No stitches, no surgery, anything like that. A couple of transfusions, and It was just a matter of making sure everything was okay, and then they sent me home. Took about a week. So, yeah. Was I afraid? No, I was not afraid. I just did not like the stress that it put on other people. But yeah, so again, I just go with the philosophy. My body wants to heal. My body has seen me through a whole lot, and I'm going to do what I can to help. But after that, it's not in my hands anymore. So just remember to pray for each other. And I do believe prayer works. Um, you guys prayed for my brother. Oh gosh, what was that? 3 years ago, and you all were praying for someone who did not have much of a future. And right now, he's planning for what to do next summer, which is a miracle. Believe me, it is a miracle. It is a miracle. I'm here to tell you that because on paper, it wasn't looking good for him. Okay. So if anybody has anything else they want to add, go ahead and put your last comments in the chat. If not, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Mary H. Good night to you too. Okay. Oh, thank you, Patricia Garcia. Thank you very much for that. Gosh, I wish I knew how to get those numbers off of there. I'm going to have to do some research. Oh, thank you, Cookies and Cream, for being so supportive to the entire community. Oh, thank you, Miss C. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Paris. 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 I haven't been to Paris since 2018, and I want to go back. I need to go back. Now, do you know as many times as I've been to Paris, I've never gone up in the Eiffel Tower? I have gone to the Eiffel Tower, but I've never gone up to the top. For some reason, I wasn't so interested. But I'm going to have to do that. It's obligatory. You just kind of have to do that. It's like the Empire State Building. You just have to. So I will next time. One of the things I really love about Paris are the rooftops, all the chimney stacks and everything. I love that. I really do love that. As a matter of fact, that's like one of my favorite things about a lot of cities are those rooftops with the terracotta and everything. I really do get a kick out of that. I want to see if I can find a picture of it so I can show you what I'm talking about. Hmm. Okay, Paris 2018. Let me show you. By the way, you guys, I am done. So if you need to get out of here, go for it. I am done. I'm just looking at some comments, and I want to share a picture as soon as I can find it. Yeah, I got to get back to Paris. I want to see the cleaned up Notre Dame. I want to see how strange it looks now. April 19th, 2018. Is that it? Yeah, April 19th, 2018. That's when I was there. April 18th, 2019. No, 2018. Why am I saying 19? It was 18. There we go. Oh my God, I took so many pictures. And I love Saint Denis. I love, love, love Saint Denis. Well, I don't see it. Lord, I don't know what day I went to. Okay, you know what? I was in and out of Paris. Okay, I went to Paris in April, but I think when I went, I did some touring around. That I came back to Paris. Uh, hmm. Huh. No, that's not it. Not a good example. I had a really nice picture of the rooftops that I wanted to show it to you, but I don't see it. So never mind. Ah, there it is. Right. No, that's not it. Anyway, but you get my point. I love Paris. Paris in the springtime is the perfect time to go. You want to go before the tourist. Always try to go before tourist season. So if you go in April, um, you might look out and get the best possible weather. Again, I am done, you guys. I'm just hanging out a bit before I go. Ah, there it is. Now, how do I share that with you? Okay. mind, I'll share this one too. Okay, let me grab that and I'll share it with you. You'll either like this or you'll say, you know what? It's been great, Baron, but I'm going to say goodnight now. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, see what I mean? I love looking at the rooftops in Paris. You have all those ornate roofs here and there. I think that building on the right side back there, I believe that is, oh gosh, what is that? Is that the city hall? Is that the Paris City Hall? I don't know. I think so. But yeah, see all of the terracotta like smokestacks and everything? I love that view. Love that view. Okay, wait, I got one more. Um, well, at least I thought I did. Up on the roof, up on the roof. When this old world is getting me down and people are just too much for me to take. I climb way up to the top of the stairs and all of my cares just drift right into space. On the roof's the only place I know where you just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof, up on the roof. On the roofs as peaceful as can be. And there the world below can't bother me. Let's go up on the roof. Okay, I'll share this one. Oh, it won't let me share it. Okay, never mind. I don't think it was meant to be. Yeah, chim chim, cherry Lou, cherry. There we go. Mary Poppins reference. Oh yeah, I love that song. Up on the roof, and my other favorite is Under the Boardwalk, out from the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking on by. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk. Okay. What? I used to live that song until I fell off of one about 8 stories below. I'm lucky to be alive. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to know how that happened. Mm. You know, when people ask me, "Are you afraid of heights?" No, I'm afraid of the fall. I'm not afraid of the heights. It's the fall that I get concerned about. Anyway, you guys, if you've never been to Paris, you got to make it a point to go there. It is so beautiful. And I was just very lucky to have that type of day when I was there last time. Beautiful, sunny. This photo I did not take. This is a stock photo from God knows where. But yeah, I did not take that photo. Mm. So, aside from olive oil, does anybody else have any guesses what may be the surprise on the 28th? And don't forget, you guys, there is a what is that? The candle that's a collaboration with Daniel Martin. He came up with a scent for the whatever that candle company is. So do not forget. Oh, thank you. Good night to you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mm, okay. A sparkling wine for the holidays. Okay. That sounds legit. A sparkling wine for the holidays. Oh, I think that is an excellent guess. A sparkling wine for the holidays. Yes, I could see that. I could see it. And even if it's not introduced at that time, I mean, the 28th is a little early for the holiday season, but if you want to make sure you got it in time for holidays, for gift giving, it definitely would make sense to get it out there sooner rather than later. Something pickled. Okay. Thank you, Sandra. Something pickled. That sounds interesting. Well, I hope it's something that's easy for the press to track down so that they don't have to fall over themselves trying to figure out where it was distributed and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Let them suffer. Um, hmm. Well, I don't know. Or you know what? It could be a scented candle. There's no reason to believe that it's not a scented candle. The from the description I read about Daniel Martin's candle, remember they were saying add a little mint and something something. I do believe that this candle includes like a mint fragrance along with whatever else ingredients. It is not cheap though, you guys. I have to tell you, it's not cheap, but because we love and support our faves, and of course, Daniel Martin has been such a good friend to the Duchess of Sussex. I just feel obliged to, support him until I saw that price. But I haven't counted it out yet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm like, do you have a smaller one? But that is a very large candle. I think it's pretty big. I mean, I know it's close to the camera there, but if you look at the size of the candle in comparison to his PC, it looks kind of large. Champagne for the holidays. Well, of course, technically, anything that is a sparkling wine that is not from the Champagne region, we cannot call it champagne. The Champagne people will have a fit. So that's why we say a sparkling wine. Marmalade on toast right now. That sounds pretty good. I use the Irish butter. I love Irish butter. It is so good. When I first tried it, I realized I was hooked and I never tried any other kind of butter. Just the Irish butter. You know what? I think Oprah is supposed to be at Godmother's tomorrow. Is that right? I do believe Oprah is supposed to be there tomorrow. I'm glad that Oprah is in a phase where she can enjoy her life and not have to think about working all the time, and she doesn't have to worry about ratings and stuff. She can enjoy her money. Anything else, you guys, before I go? All 527 of you? By the way, I didn't share, or did I? Did I? Wait. Let me see. Oh, I guess I didn't. I posted this earlier, but I didn't share it here. So let me go ahead and do that. And that was just Oprah and Doria, the video. I did not share that earlier. Everybody loves Doria, and they should. Oh, the Rhodas are queuing. Of course they are. Of course they are. And I love that pick too. New City Gardener, hello to you too. Thank you for being here. Let's see. A. Allen, hello. I didn't think I said hi before. Anyway, love that for Doria. Well, again, I'm just hanging out. If there's any last anything you want to throw in there, we have to do another members only. It's been too long. We have to do another members only. With the members only, which I could actually follow up, just do a shorter video one day and then just follow up after the live with a members only, so we can let our hair down. Yeah, we got to do another one of those. And then we can get a lot of, call-ins and everything. I feel more comfortable with the call-ins with a private thing as opposed to, well, not private, but, members only. Will it be with legs? I should hope so. I haven't asked yet, but I do hope so. That's always super informative. Super informative. Yeah, we can chat it up about the Welleses. Have some juicy gossip about the Welleses, of course. I'm always available for that. Anyway, they're going on and on about Charles' health. Gosh, I hope Charles lives a long time. I do. Because what's coming down the pike is frightening. Oh, it's her grandma's apple something. Okay. Okay. Oh, we'll see. You guys, the cookie mix is really good. I've made the cookies maybe 3 or 4 times, and I, put the jam in that little impression, the little finger or thumb impression. So good. So good. And they're so buttery. It's like a stick of butter in every bite. Oh, there should be a law. It's so good. If you've ever had a really good butter cookie and you remember how that flavor of butter just explodes in your mouth, that's exactly what happens with Meghan's shortbread cookie mix. And you get quite a few cookies out of it. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'll talk for a little while longer. I hope Charlie Windsor got prayers for healing from Pope Leo. Yeah. or did you mean to say Leroy? I mean, technically you could. He is kind of Pope Leroy, ain't he? But yeah, that whole trip to Rome should have been a huge thing, but it just did not get the coverage it deserved. You know, and listen, it's not that I'm any great fan of Camilla's and not so much a fan of Charles these days at all. But I'm thinking, considering the historic nature of things, it really should have been a big deal. Charles ought to consider how he's lived his life up until this point, with everything with Diana and the way he used those boys to ingratiate himself to the public again and to help sort out Camilla's, um, you know, um, what do you call it? Her, what is it I'm looking for? Her lack of popularity. Okay. Um, he really ought to think about how he's lived his life up until this point because he has been horrible, absolutely horrible. And to kick the Sussexes out of, or to evict them, should I say, to evict them from Frogmore was absolutely disgusting. Harry has a right to feel the way he feels about his family. He has a right to speak up and speak out in whatever way he chooses because of the way he's been treated by that family. And Charles is such a hypocrite that he would try to punish his son. Well, not try, he really did punish Harry for a few things, considering his upbringing, considering all of the shortcomings from his mother and his father, that he would dare try to inflict suffering upon his son, his grandchildren, and his daughter-in-law is absolutely disgusting. And it's hard to have sympathy for him. He has been a fool. He has been a fool. Everything that they say about Harry really describes William being stalked for 10 years, and it describes Charles being totally made a fool of by that dragon lady. And all of this business about trying to compare the Sussexes to Wallace Simpson and, was it Edward or Fred, whatever the hell his name was, trying to compare them to those two opportunistic infections. The Windsors pretty much wandered the earth and did not do much for anybody but themselves. They had no real purpose or goals. Could you imagine Wallace Simpson and a parents network? Could you imagine the Duke of Windsor uh, with any type of wounded soldier or warrior type of situation? No. Those two were totally into luxury, totally into comfort, and they didn't have time for anybody else. There's a whole nother world, and they can't, where they come from, that wasn't really a thing. There was no type of what do you call it? There was no type of, well, there was no archetype for that type of post monarchy life, right? They didn't have the Obamas or the Clintons to look to for some type of guidance. Entitlement. Yes, very entitled. Lots of entitlement. Absolutely. And you know, when Camilla is out doing those engagements, do you ever see how unaware she looks? Like she's not sure about her surroundings. She's not sure where she should stand. Should she sit? Should she talk? Should she walk? She never seems to know where she's supposed to be. They have someone who just literally points to the floor to remind her to step here and to do that. She does not have much awareness. Charles is always, well, he's a seasoned professional, but he's always on the mark. I mean, I will give him that compliment. Charles knows his mark and he knows when and where to be. Camilla, it always looks like a big effing surprise that she's expected to step here or sit there. Another thing, you guys, I have not said this in a while, but do consider starting a channel of your own. I know that there are some people who get frustrated because maybe I'm not discussing a topic that they really want to discuss, or I'm not saying things in a way that you would prefer. You can always start your own space, your own channel. It is available to you. As I live and wheeze, it is Elaine Parker. Good morning, Elaine Parker. And thank you so much for the super sticker. Yes, I'm a baby boomer, so I don't really live and breathe. As I live and breathe, I live and wheeze. As I live and wheeze, it is wonderful to see you. No, I shouldn't kid about that. Fortunately, I'm not wheezing. But I've had bouts of it, and it is not fun. Okay. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future with William, but there's a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. William wants to do this, William wants to do that, but our Duchess will be just fine. I was very much supportive of them keeping their titles because I feel as though that's Harry's birthright. And I don't like Harry having to have things taken away because of spite and jealousy. If I had to say, or should I say, if you ask me, what concerns me about the future for the Sussexes where the monarchy is concerned, I don't like the way they rewrite the story. The revisionist history always bothers me because over time they have vilified Princess Diana almost as much in death as they did in life. And it does not seem to be enough pushback for that. And so I do not want that institution or the Royal Rota and all of the other people connected to them. I don't want them to have the last word about Meghan and Harry. I do not want them to have the last word. I do not want their lies to define that is the Sussexes' life or lives. I do not want them to have the last word. I hate the idea of that. But given how much they have invested into these lies, it is going to be very difficult to shout above all that noise. Oh, okay. You had vertigo and that's how you fell. I am so sorry that happened to you. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you're here talking to us, so obviously you survived. That is important. Oh, well, we're glad you are here. We're so glad you're here. While you're here, Elaine Parker, do you want to share with us what you think Meghan's new product will be? Have you any idea what her new product will be? I am going to go and take a peek at Meghan's let's see, at the as ever. I'm going to go and look at her website. See if I can find any clues there. Oh, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 11 a.m. my time. Okay. I guess you guys need to know that. So remember, Tuesday, October 28th, 12 p.m. Eastern time. That is when, oh, this is kind of a big deal. It really is. Oh, Lord. I think Daniel Martin's candle is going to have to wait because I'm going to need to make some purchases from our Duchess. So his candle may have to wait. Well, I hope that whatever it is includes raspberry spread. Let's see, red wine, raspberry jam. Okay. You know what? The red wine. The red wine. Yes. And I don't think Meghan is a big fan of red wine, but I love it. I love it. When I order from like a restaurant or something, I say, just bring me anything red. Just make sure it's red. Although I don't really care for anything dry that's red, I prefer something a little sweeter. But yeah, bring me something red. I like that. I like that. I'm getting excited. Red wine. Well, thank you, Elaine Parker. I like that. Red wine. That's what's missing is red wine. Sandra says, but Baron, I would miss your soothing voice. Oh, thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate hearing that. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. Oh, yes, the TIG is red. You're so right. You're so right. I almost forgot about that. Well, I did forget. The TIG is a red wine. And I love Pinot Noir. I love it. Yes, Pinot Grigio is the white, right? The white wine that's kind of sweet. And the Pinot Noir is a sweet red wine. Sweet, velvety, delicious. Kind of a smoky taste with the taste of berries, I think. So good. Woo! I could taste it right now. Ah, yes, Merlot. I used to drink the what was it? The $3 chuck. I used to get the Merlot from Trader Joe's. I loved their Merlot. Mmm. The hibiscus tea is red. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so many good offerings from the Duchess of Sussex, and I'm looking forward to so many more. I want everything that the Sussexes do. I do want it to be a complete success. I want it so much just to spite those other people. If for no other reason, I want everything to be super, super successful. If I have to stand on the street naked with a sandwich board to promote as ever, I will do it. Although I probably would have done that anyway. But if I have to stand on the streets naked, wearing a sandwich board and ringing a bell, I will do whatever it takes to make sure that as ever is successful. Yes. I would be willing to put out if I have to sleep with someone, which I probably would have done that anyway. But if I have to sleep with someone to ensure the success of as ever, I am willing to do it because I probably would have done it anyway. Um, but whatever it takes. That's why I'm easy, easy like a Sunday morning, easy like a Sunday morning. Okay, I'm getting weird. I should probably go. I'm starting to get weird. That always starts around that 3 hour mark. Am I starting a new channel? No, I only talk about it. I'm always talking about starting a new channel and ain't done it yet. But I really, really want to. But it's so much to keep up with one channel. I don't know how people, well, I know how they do it. They start hiring people. Yep, they start to hire people. Yeah, but that would be interesting to start another channel. I really want to do it just to know that I can do another genre. And if I do, I won't even announce it. I'll just do it. And if you find it, you find it. But if anybody asks me, I'm be like, what channel? I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, this is so beautiful. I want to share this view with you. I don't know if I did or not, but um, let me see. Okay, I shared that one, but that one's not beautiful like the other one. So let me see if I can share this other one with you. On the roofs as peaceful as can be, And there the world below can't bother me. Let's go up on the roof, up on the roof. I keep a saying right smack dab in the middle of town. I found a paradise that's trouble proof. Let me see. Hmm. Well, wow. Why is that so hard for me to find that one? Okay. Let me see. I got to focus so I can find it. This other picture I wanted to share with you. Huh. Interesting. How come I cannot find that one? Um, April 19th, 2018. Oh, there we go. Now it looks like I'm looking through some bars or something. But yeah, that looks a little bit better than the other one, I think. No, that's the same one. What am I doing here? That's the same one. Is it? No, that's different. Yeah, I think what happened, I was walking up the steps of the Notre Dame. I think I took that from a stairway. You know, if they do anything to Notre Dame that I would have approval, I would say put an elevator in there. Because walking up them steps, oh my gosh, my thighs were just quivering from the stress of walking up and down those steps. Yep, when I got back to the street level, I could barely walk. Oh, okay. Let me see. Is it Fareed? Says is it Farida Nuri? Says, I bet King Charles talked about his unhappiness being raised by the monarchy was why Princess Diana made sure that she changed things for the better. So this bull crap about Prince Harry being wrong, BS. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your comment. Lemon curd would be good. And Megan loves lemon. Yep, Megan loves lemon. Oh, okay. I see. That would be interesting. Yes, there you go. And you know the key to starting the channel is that you don't start it thinking about the numbers. The first thing you want to do is find your voice, and the numbers will grow. Your audience will uh, get very invested in your success. That's what impressed me about um, working on this channel, was that it seemed like everybody was invested in my success, not failure, success. And everyone wanted to help in any way that they could, especially when people see that you're um, putting in the work. Everybody wants to help you. They really do. That was my impression. I got a lot of good advice and recommendations from the very start, and there are still a few that I live by every day. Like, if someone is, trying to ruin the comment section, the comments are very important to all of us, and unfortunately, I don't have the time that I used to go through the comments. Um, it's a very important safe space for us, and it can get ruined by too many trolls. And so someone made the recommendation long ago, like that first month or two, they were just like, you got to get rid of those trolls. They said, block them. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, I don't want to do that because what if I lose viewers or whatever? I did not blink. I did not hesitate. I blocked them. And it helps the channel, not hurt it. So I was glad to block those rogues off of the comments. Yep. If anything, it helps. It does not hurt anything as far as I'm concerned. Okay, you guys, it has been 3 hours and 9 minutes. It has been a pleasure. And I will see you all tomorrow. And one of these days coming up, I don't know how soon, we will do another members only, because I really, really do love those. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much for saying that. I know. Isn't it some horrible, horrible, cruel, mean spaces out there? It really is. Oh, and when you're like looking for a community, you have to go through so much to find a safe space. That's why I say, everyone, please consider starting your own channel, because it's really not about losing viewers to another channel. It's about growing the community. I'd rather take my chances on growing the community and not even worry about that other stuff, because there are people out there looking for us and they don't know we're here. They don't know we're here. So, oh, okay, Lydia. Good night. Thank you so much. Let me see. Jennifer says, good morning. All right. Okay. All right. Love you guys. But yeah, think about that. Think about your own space, not even necessarily on YouTube, but whatever platform you're comfortable with. Help us build a community so we have more safe spaces. Okay. All right. Good night. Good night. And good morning.